Hello YouTube. I thought you might like to see what I do with some of the things that I get from boot fairs and charity shops. Bear with me in this video. I am doing it on my own without additional microphones, without tripods, selfie sticks or anything. So at the moment the camera is propped up on cushions, so you may get some interesting and creative angles. The cinematography is not going to be of the highest quality. It never is with me. It's not about that. I'm working my way into slightly better quality, I hope. So tips are always welcome, so do tell me how I can improve. Anyway, back to the point. I picked up a couple of dresses and I am going to take them with me this weekend to a shoot in Wales. We're going back to waterfalls, and I'm hoping that these will add a splash of colour in the into the sort of the prehistoric and beautiful landscapes that are over there. Now I've just realised this video may well come out before the previous video that I made while I was in Wales the last time, so you may not have any idea of the landscapes I'm talking about, but you will see it eventually when I get myself organised enough to do it all. Anyway, again, I digress. Back to the point. I will show you these dresses. Now, as I said, I'm doing this without tripods or gimbal or anything, so it's all going to be a bit of a strange sort of wander around. These are the dresses. Bright red, bright purple, glittery, sequiny, and size 24 by David and Manuel. Now, if my memory serves me right, David Emmanuel was one of the designers of Princess Diana's wedding dress. Let me go visit Google and I will find out if I am right. Yes, I was right. David and Elizabeth Manuel. This is obviously from his, what do they call it? It's not a diffusion line. They're just high street dresses. I don't know. Anyway, so they have some interesting sort of features. There's a bit of a flappy thing going on here. And on this purple one, there is a nice kind of overlay. It's a jersey type fabric, so it's got a bit of stretch into it, which is quite handy. And I'm planning some major reconstructions, mainly because, as I said, it's size 24. I'm a size 8. That is never going to fit me. Now, these dresses were £1 each, and I saw the potential in them because of the design. So all the added features like the little flounce on each of them, the sequins, but mainly it's the amount of material I've got for my money. So I'm a size 8, as I said, this is a size 24, so I have an awful lot of fabric to work with, which is brilliant. Now, as I said, I'm going to do some major reconstruction. I have already taken off the sleeves, and this dress, both dresses in fact, I am wearing something underneath this, don't worry, is going to become a skirt. Now the neckline is just the perfect size to sit on my hips. Gaping great holes there, as where the sleeves were. They will be sewn up to become a full-length skirt with a nice detail there. The sleeves I am going to use to make bikini top, bra top. This, by the way, is my dining room. It also doubles as our workroom. We're all creative in this house. My eldest two study fine art. That's one of my son's paintings of our cat. My youngest daughter does textiles. We have various works in progress dotted around. A lot of this stuff is mine. There's so much more sewing stuff up in the loft and in her bedroom. And my youngest son works with design and gardening as part of his studies. So it's a very creative household. I mentioned bikini tops. This is what I'm working with. I have an old bra that I no longer wear and just a random bikini top that I don't use. I collect all kinds of bits and bobs. These belts, something I bought from Accessorize years ago. The middle section was used to make a fancy dress, part of a fancy dress costume for my son when he was in junior school. I believe it was a ninja warrior outfit. Anyway, I kept them thinking they'd be useful one day. Well, they will, because these will somehow, I haven't quite worked out how, are going to cover. First of all, I'll turn this into a halter neck. Halter neck works much better for me. I believe I mentioned that on the bikini video that I did down at Canberra Sands. So I'll turn this into a halter neck and then use these pieces to cover up the strapping. I may well cut this one down a bit. The same over here. I will make sure that that all works. I will need to cover this both of these in some kind of fabric to start with, because the sleeves are lacy and therefore the pattern, as you can see, will show through in the photographs. So I will pop up into the loft where I have a lot of spare material and bring some down to cover those to start with, and then start work on creating the actual bikini tops to go with the skirts. So I mentioned fabric in the loft, and this is some of it. More artwork, this time by my eldest daughter. I have old curtains. I have sample fabrics from fabric merchants. They are just gorgeous. I have old dresses. Not entirely sure what's in this one. Oh, let's have a look. More sample fabrics, stuffing, all sorts. So up here, I'm going to find the fabric I need to cover those bikini tops, and then I can start work on those. Do you know, the problem is I don't actually want to use any of this because I love it so much, and I always think, oh, there's something else I can use it for. But I've had a lot of this for years. I used to have so much more. My workroom in my old house spanned the entire length of the loft space, and it was stacked with boxes and shelves of fabric. This is a tiny, and I mean minuscule, portion of what I used to have. But actually committing myself to using any of this, it's really hard. I think I found exactly what I need for the purple bikini, and it's right at the bottom of that box. So the excavation begins. The piece I spotted wasn't suitable, but another piece was. This one. As I said, it's a fabric sample. I used to get them from a fabric merchant who didn't use them anymore. They had gone out of season. So I would collect them all, save him taking them to the tip, and I would use some of them for my work. I used to work with textiles, making bags, and I'd distribute the rest to schools, charities, craft groups, so nothing got thrown away. It was part of my upcycling passion, and what is really lovely is that my eldest daughter has followed me into that, because she is currently doing voluntary work with the YMCA alongside her degree, upcycling furniture, and is also in line for a job with teaching upcycling skills. So that is absolutely brilliant. I've also found some red. Hopefully that's going to be enough. I don't think I need much, it's just to cover the actual bra cups. Right, I'm going to go back downstairs and start. Now, what perhaps I should mention is that this is for a trip to Wales, leaving on Friday evening. It's Thursday today. I haven't allowed myself a great deal of time, and I have an awful lot of other things to do over the next couple of days, but I'm going to do my best to get it done. I am amazing at procrastination. I have a gold medal. But when I want to be, when I put my mind to it, I can actually be pretty industrious too. So we'll see how I get on. Wish me luck.
Back. You can show me how the odds are up against me all day long, but I've been through the fire and come out alive, and there's no more fear in my eyes. Well, now I'm rising, and you can't bring me down. You can't stop me now. Can't stop me now. And my feet have come too far for you to tie 'em to the ground. You can't stop me now. Can't stop me now. Set my sights on where I'm going at and turn it back around. You can't stop me now. You can't stop me. All the blood, sweat, and sacrifice. Oh, I paid the dearest price. And no shortcuts here for destiny. I'll take the long way proud. Oh, I know what I've earned, and now it's my turn. Lighting the fuse, let it burn. My time is rising, and you can't bring me down. Can't stop me now. Can't stop me now.
The purple skirt is almost finished. Let me show you my progress so far. Right, so it's sitting on my hips. As you can see, the gaping holes where the sleeves were have been sewn up, and it sits quite nicely down my thighs. It doesn't have to be perfect because I will be posing in it and it will kind of flow its own way. It's quite long. I'm not sure if you can see quite how long it is on the floor there. And what I've done, I have opened up this side seam under here, this flap, with a view that I can then sort of expose a leg and have this fabric flowing down the rocks or into the waterfall, or perhaps along a tree, whatever it is that I'm going to be posing against. So the fabric itself is a lovely jersey fabric, so it clings really nicely, it flows beautifully. I may open this up a little bit more so that it can actually expose this leg a bit more freely. It'll give less fabric to flow perhaps, but it will be less cumbersome over here. So I might take it down to about there, take off. Oh, now that would actually be a good idea. If I take off about 6 inches from this flap that's underneath the main piece of the skirt, then I could use that to cover the bra top. Genius. Why did I not think of that before I went into the loft? I can't do that with the red one because it doesn't have the overlap, but that is fantastic. That saves me using another piece of fabric and kills 2 birds with 1 stone. I'm going to start on the bra top. Onto the bra top. The observant ones among you will probably notice that I am no longer using the same bra that I had earlier. And that was because I decided I liked it too much and I wanted to use it for future shoots because it makes a great bra top in itself. So what I've done is I've gone through my lingerie drawer and come up with this bra. It's actually quite new, but I don't like it. It doesn't sit well. So what I have done is I have just this couple of minutes ago turned it into a halter neck, and I'm starting to cover the cup. I have got the fabric that I cut off from the dress. I actually cut off a foot, so 12 inches, 30 centimetres for those in new money. And I'm going to cover both cups. Not sure what I will do about the elastic. I may well use this belt, one of the belts. There obviously is no give in the belt, whereas there is the elastic. But what I can do is just attach it in certain sections. I've done this before, so you allow a bit of give there, attach it, and then it stretches to the correct size. These sections around the side, I will have some offcuts from the cup coverage to cover that, and I will probably be able to reduce the size of that so I don't need to cover quite as much. This is going to take a little time because of the experimentation to get the right shaping on this cup. So I will come back to it when I am further along and you can see the progress. I'm actually quite pleased with the progress so far. This is the first attempt, and so far that has actually taken quite a good shape. I obviously need to finish off there, and this will get cut off. That will go over that section. The other one will come across, and it will all be tidied up. I will use some of this spare slate to cover around the back, and some of this to cover that bit there. If there is enough, ideally I would like to use more of this, but I'm not sure how much I'm going to have. Another progress, I think, when I've actually finished it. Wish me luck. Right, I am so pleased with how this has worked out. This is the complete outfit. This is what I'm taking to Wales tomorrow evening. If I have time, I will get the red one done as well, but this one is good to go. As I explained earlier, taken off some of the fabric from the over wrap. So now when I pose, the leg exposes nicely, sits nicely on the hips. So it's a few irregularities here and there, but it's not going to notice while I'm posing. And the bra top, I am so pleased with how this has worked out. Let me explain what I ended up doing. Let me just correct this. There we go. So I had originally said that I was going to use some of that cut-off belt for the neck and the section at the back, but what I was able to do was use some of the fabric that I cut from underneath the wrap section, and because it's the jersey fabric, it stretches beautifully. So I made a little tube, threaded the neck elastic through, and it actually gives perfectly supportive. Covered the whole of the back section with the same purple fabric, and then this has been lined with the fabric from the underskirt, and the sleeves are the section on the top. I'm so pleased with this. I have plans. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. This one's worked better than I thought it would, so I'm really, really pleased. The red one will not be as easy to do because I don't have excess fabric to use of the jersey kind that will give, so I will have to use the non-stretchy fabrics that I've got. And I'm also working with a bikini top, which is a slightly different construction to the bra that I've altered. So we'll see if I get that done in time to take it with me to Wales. If not, then I'll just take the purple one. I would like to include some pictures from the shoot on this video. However, I would like also to get this video out as soon as possible so that you can see what I've done with this transformation from dress to, well, I don't know what one would call it, this. So I think I'll try and get this video out straight away and make a separate video of the actual shoot in Wales and include some of the finished images in that. I hope you've enjoyed learning a little bit more about how I transform a £1 dress into an outfit that is fit to shoot in. Let me know what you think, and I will see what other outfits I can create and document those as well. For now, bye bye, and I will see you again soon.